Hello. In Matthew 10:42, Jesus said, "And whoever in the name of a disciple gives to one of these little ones even a cup of cold water to drink, truly I say to you, he shall not lose his reward." Christ talks about serving, and Christ serves. He serves the poor, he serves the needy, he serves children, widows, the sick, the poorest people, the people that are truly in need of help. This church, Sunny Hills, has been blessed with many resources over the years to serve with, and we've been a very generous church in the time that I've been involved with Sunny Hills, and I've seen many wonderful acts of service and many wonderful acts to help the poor and the needy. One of those ministries that I've been fortunate enough to be involved in over the years is work serving down in Baja, Mexico. In particular, in recent years, we served down at a place called Vicente Guerrero. Vicente Guerrero is in the San Quintin Valley. It's about 175 miles south of the border, and that is a place where thousands of farm workers come from other states in Mexico, some from Central America, and they come to work the fields. It's very, very hard work. It's very laborious. It causes parents to leave their children at home and work for 8, 10, sometimes 12 hours a day until they return to their children. If their children are fortunate enough to go to school, if they have a birth certificate and they can afford a uniform kit, then they are enrolled in a public school. If not, then they're not allowed to go to school and they're left at home. If they do go to school, they come home after school in the early afternoon, around 2 o'clock, and oftentimes the parents don't get home until 5 or 6 o'clock to look after their kids. That means the kids are left alone for 3 or 4 hours unattended. And in these communities around the San Quintin Valley that employ these workers, a lot of these workers live in very, very humble huts or shacks or little houses that they rent or build, and it's a very, very poor lifestyle. And in these little towns, children are susceptible to predators, gangs, drugs, alcohol, physical abuse, sexual abuse, a lot of things that you see in poor city environments around the world. The difference that I see here is that, at least compared to the area that we live in, is there just is very little government assistance, and there's just much less documentation of what's happening to workers and their families, and there's just a lot more poverty. And there's just wonderful opportunity for us to continue serving in the San Quintin Valley, in the town of Vicente Guerrero. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 14, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." When we serve down in Mexico and we go into these communities, we encounter a lot of people who don't know Christ, who haven't seen Christ, and they haven't been helped. They haven't experienced much assistance from people that are interested in helping them, and certainly not interested in serving them. So when we go and serve, we are able to be the light of Christ for a short amount of time, for the days that we're there. And the people that are here and supporting this ministry are also part of that light, and they're doing a great job by giving and by helping to send resources and send people down to an environment where Christ is very much needed. The ministries that we participate in currently are the Oasis After School program. That's a program that many of you have heard of, but it's something that I became involved with, with Sunny Hills in 2013. We're going on 7 years now. There is wonderful growth that we've experienced. We've gone from one facility to 3 facilities by the grace of God. We have a facility about 5 miles north of town called Las Aves, and we're establishing a facility in the Trique area, just a couple miles from the existing La Misión location. In the 2 locations that are active now, we've got about 100 children in attendance with a waiting list at each location. And in these locations, we're able to serve the community by providing meals, hot meals, sometimes the only meals they get during the day. We provide assistance with their homework. We provide Bible lessons to them, and we provide sanctuary for these children. It's a wonderful ministry, and unfortunately with the COVID, we had to cancel the trip that we had planned for this month, but we plan on continuing with more trips in the future and more service. In the meantime, we're sending food and resources for food down to Oasis, so that we can help families at Oasis and in the surrounding community, make sure that they have at least basic food packages to help them feed their families during this time, because they've also been affected by the COVID virus. Another wonderful ministry that we've been involved with down there are women's shelters, and there's 2 women's shelters that we assist in the area, because there's a lot of women that are living in these towns that become abandoned or abused or neglected, because they're very poor areas, and so we serve them, and we help to support these women's shelters. There's examples of Christ calling us to serve widows and orphans, and to help those that are weak and needy. And this really, serving these women's shelters helps us to do this, and it helps us to be Christ-like and to show His light in the women's shelters. So I think really this is about service. This is about one way that Sunny Hills serves poor and needy around it, one way that Sunny Hills shines the light of Christ in Baja, Mexico. And I think that what I'd like to do is just have you remember to pray for this ministry, pray for these ministries, pray that we would be able to get back on track and continue with this wonderful service, and continue being good disciples and sharing Christ with those people in these very poor communities that many of them have not seen Christ. They haven't been told about Christ, they haven't seen Him, they haven't seen action and people helping them, and this is just a wonderful way for us to follow Christ and be Christ-like in our lives. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that this pandemic period, allows us to resume to normal church activities sooner than later, and I'll be sharing more with you a little more specifically later. But thank you, and have a great day. God bless you.